the Red Sox could be looking to sign this Japanese phenom. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin. For the most part this offseason, or at least so far, we've really focused our search for Red Sox starting pitching in the form of guys like Burns or Fried or trades like Crochet, but there could possibly be another option that could end up being better than all of them. And yesterday, the Red Sox were officially linked. The problem is getting that guy is going to be extremely complicated. So what we are going to do in today's videos, we're going to go over this. We're going to go over the latest Red Sox news, what it could mean for their offseason, and why it could be almost impossible for the Red Sox to sign this guy. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. Okay, so the reason we're talking about this today is because yesterday, a reporter by the name of Francis Romero reported that top executives from the Mets, the Red Sox, the Diamondbacks, and the Dodgers have all gone over to Japan this September to watch one man. That one man is Roki Sasaki. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar with Roki Sasaki, I suggest it's time to get familiar because this dude could be absolutely incredible in Major League Baseball. The 22-year-old has become somewhat of a phenom in Japan, boasting just a 2.02 ERA in 4 professional seasons over there with a 0.883 whip. That means basically there is very little traffic on the base pass when he is on the mounds, and that's mostly due to an 11.4 strikeouts per 9, just a 6 hits per 9, and he walks just 2 per 9 innings. The dude had a down year this season. His stuff wasn't playing well in or out of the zone. He was dealing with right shoulder discomfort throughout the year that prevented him from pitching a full season, and yet his worst NPB season thus far was still just a 2.35 ERA with a 1.036 whip. Strikeouts were down to a 10.5 per 9 with walks at 2.6. Even on a down year, this dude is incredibly impressive on the mound, and his potential in Major League Baseball is really high. The reason for this is because of his arsenal, specifically at the age that he's at. The big one is his fastball that sits around 100 miles an hour to the high 90s, with it touching speeds similar to 102.5 miles an hour. If throwing a literal bullet wasn't enough to miss bats, this pitch also has 19 inches of vertical movement and 15 inches of horizontal movement. If we were to place that directly into Major League Baseball today, that would be good for the top quarter of movement in the entire sport. Add on 100 miles an hour to that pitch, and yeah, it's going to miss a whole lot of bats. That's what he has been absolutely fantastic with in Japan. Now, he does sometimes have some command issues with this pitch. The good news is that it's so unhittable. Even when he does miss in the zone, hitters have a hard time, 1, catching up to it, and 2, reading that movement. But that might not even be the best pitch in his arsenal, because he also has a splitter that a lot of scouts consider not only his best pitch, but one of the best splitters on planet Earth right now. Some even going as far to say it is the best splitter amongst all professional leagues, and that includes Major League Baseball. In 2023, where he really started to make headlines, not only because of the World Baseball Classic, but because of what he was doing over in Japan, that splitter had a 51.3% whiff rate. Hitters were quite literally, when they were swinging, missing more than they were making contact on that splitter. It rivaled that of Kodai Senga's Ghost Fork, which ended up being a really solid pitch for him in Major League Baseball. On top of that, he also has a slider and a curveball that he has added to this arsenal that he uses a bit less. He's mainly fastball splitter, but again, it is absolutely electric stuff from Roki Sasaki. And on top of that, he's just 22 years old going into his age 23 season. When we're talking about why the Red Sox should sign him, this may be the easiest why the Red Sox should sign this guy segment in the entire history of this channel, because he would be absolutely fantastic. Not only does he have the potential to be a top of the rotation pitcher in Major League Baseball, he has the potential to be one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball. We're talking about pretty immediately a Cy Young candidate. I know everyone immediately goes, well, he's never pitched in Major League Baseball. He was striking out professional baseball players, Major League Baseball players left and right in the World Baseball Classic. This is a guy who many believe would immediately thrive 5 in Major League Baseball. Yamamoto was fantastic, and a lot of people say his stuff overall might be a bit better than Roki Sasaki's, but again, he is 2 years younger than Yamamoto. So not only does he have the potential to be one of the best pitchers in the sport, he has the potential to do that for a very long period of time, making him one of the most desirable Japanese prospects that have come out of the NPB in a very long time. I mean, if we're talking about reasons why the Red Sox should sign this guy, they would just be flat out incredibly dumb not to be interested in this player, right? If you're a professional baseball team and you're not interested in Roki Sasaki and the services he has to offer, you're flat out not running your team right. Every team in Major League Baseball should be interested in Roki Sasaki if he were to be posted for Major League signing this season. So looking at it, it's not the fit that's going to be an issue for the Red Sox. It's the possibility of getting him, and it's not just the Red Sox that could have a complicated time doing it. Any team that wants to sign Roki Sasaki is going to have to jump through a bit of hoops, and that could be the biggest thing standing in the way of this signing. But before we get into why it could be complicated, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton, and it's the best way to let me know you're enjoying the content. Thank you all for taking a second and doing so. Let's get into some complications. See, normally, if you are a Japanese player in the NPB and you want to make your way over towards Major League Baseball at some point in your career, the ideal path is to wait until you've hit 6 years of service time in the NPB and you're over 25 years old. What this allows you to do is enter as an international free agent. Basically, what we saw last season with Yamamoto. You were allowed to take any sort of contract, and you usually make a whole bunch of money. The problem with Roki Sasaki here is that he's neither. He doesn't have 6 years of service time, only 4 seasons in the NPB, and he's not 25 years or older going into his age 23 season next year. That's going to severely limit his opportunities in Major League Baseball for a couple of reasons. The first, his current team, the Shiba Mariners, right now have full control over whether or not he gets posted. They could simply sit there and they could say, yeah, you know what, we're good. We want you on the team next year. You're not going to Major League Baseball, and that's that. This conversation is over and it's dead. But even if they allow him to enter the international free agent pool for Major League Baseball, his earnings are capped. Because he's neither 25 years old or has 6 years of service time, Major League teams are going to have to utilize their bonus pool money that they normally allocate towards players that are like 16 out of the Dominican Republic or 17 out of South Korea, right? That type of bonus pool is going to go towards Roki Sasaki, which means the most that he could possibly earn would be if a team allocated every single cent of their bonus pool money for 2025, which at maximum is $7.56 million. For the Red Sox, that's $6,261,600 that they could put towards an amateur contract for Roki Sasaki. Now, that doesn't mean he has to start in minor league baseball by any means. He could absolutely sign this deal and be immediately reassigned to the major league club, but that does mean his earning limits are capped, which makes it even less desirable for the NPB Mariners to release him towards MLB, because if they were to just wait 2 more seasons, they would be able to make a whole lot more money, because obviously when they do get posted, you are required to pay a posting fee of whatever percentage of the contract that you are signing. With Yamamoto, it was like a big chunk of millions towards the Buffaloes when he signed. So the Mariners really don't have a ton of reasons to post Roki Sasaki just yet, but that doesn't mean he won't be posted. In fact, we have seen this one more time in Major League Baseball, and that was obviously Shohei Ohtani back in 2017 when he signed for $2.3 million with the Los Angeles Angels. So it's a bit of a winding road if the Red Sox were willing to do this. It's not impossible. In my opinion, it's just not super likely, especially coming off of a year where he had a bit of swing and miss issues that he hasn't really had in the NPB before, and he was mostly because he was dealing with that shoulder injury. It sounds sort of like the Mariners aren't super keen on getting him posted to Major League Baseball, but again, there is a possibility he gets posted this offseason, and if he does, he will immediately become the #1 target for any team looking for starting pitching. For the Red Sox specifically, I actually think if he were to be posted this offseason, it would kind of work into their favor, because at the end of the day, what this is going to come down to is not the money attached. The Red Sox should be one of those teams that gets nervous when you can't throw a ton of money at a player, but recently the Red Sox have been outbid quite a bit. If we go back to the Yamamoto debacle, where the Red Sox still won't release how much they bid on Yamamoto's services to the point where they were just completely out of that race, this would allow them to focus more on their pitch towards Roki Sasaki and what they could offer him in terms of opportunity, in terms of growth, and in terms of stardom, as opposed to what they could offer him in terms of bags of money, which again, for John Henry and the Red Sox, could actually end up playing in their favor. And again, if he does get posted and the Red Sox aren't interested in his services, I'm done being a Red Sox fan. This would be possibly the best pitcher to ever come out of the NPB, and we're talking about a guy who's 22 going into 23. He could not only be an ace for this Red Sox team, he could be an ace for the next 15 years and still be effective on the Boston Red Sox. That's the type of player we're talking about when it comes to Roki Sasaki. So the fact that they're over there, the fact that top executives are over there, now it didn't specify who those top executives were. Was that more so on the scouting side? Was that guys like Craig Breslow who made his way over there to look at him? In my opinion, again, I don't think it's super likely that he does get posted this offseason. Robbie Hyde actually made a fantastic video about Roki Sasaki and the possibility of him getting posted, which I will link in the description down below, because it leads me to believe that it's more likely than not he will spend next year in the NPB. But again, on the off chance that he is, I love the fact that the Red Sox are over there scouting out, announcing their interest in who Roki Sasaki could be, because again, if they weren't, I would change this channel to a green seat radio or yellow seat radio, and we'd be talking Bruins and Celtics right now. That's how good Roki Sasaki could be. So we do have to wait a little bit until he does get posted. If he is ever going to get posted this offseason, it's most likely going to be towards the end of November before he gets posted. Can't exactly remember exactly when that is officially announced. So until that happens, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think? What do you think about the Red Sox scouting him in Japan? Do you like that? Do you like the fact that top executives were over there? Do you think he's going to get posted this offseason? And if you were the Red Sox, how would you pitch coming to Boston? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. It simply helps these videos out a ton, and it's the best way to let me know you're enjoying the content. Don't forget, if you want to listen instead of watch these episodes, all you got to do is head over to your favorite podcasting app and look up Red Seat Radio. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seats.